everybody, how are we doing today? Starting up with some more Yakuza. And then, I don't know if we can actually read it. Probably not, but we will if I ever go to bigger camera. I've got the queue behind me right now, too. So. Okay, so we're gonna go out and check the map. For any points of interest, which I do not... Oh, there's one up here. And there's one over at the bar district, too. Actually, I should go to Survive and see if I can do any of the... There's one there as well. See if there's any... reputation stuff we can increase.
I'm ready.
Well, don't get caught.
I'm not backing down. You're gonna get stomped.
Get alive. Let's go.
You're gonna be in a
Get
world of
cocky.
hurt.
You're in it now.
You're gonna get stomped.
Take your best shot. Let's go.
You're gonna be in a world of hurt.
Take this. Get alive.
Sure.
Cool. Eyes on me.
You're gonna get stomped.
Check this out. Take your best shot.
How? Only hit one of them. I mean, I guess it gave a couple of them a cold, but... Dancing fools are ridiculous.
Bring it on.
Try this on the side. It's showtime. You're gonna get stomped.
Come up. Bring it on.
That's the...
I got this. Going in.
I'm not backing down.
Okay, we got 2 down.
Take your best. Watch me. Come on.
You're gonna be in a world of hurt.
You're in for it now. Get alive. Come on now.
Take!
Congratulations.
Right.
Eyes on me.
This out.
Don't get caught.
Kaboom!
Let's go.
Just do an attack since he just attacked anyways. There we go. Yeah, I gotta get his job rank up. Whoops, I ran into a tree.
Well, I got this. Take your best shot.
You're gonna get stomped.
Take this. Cool. Bring it on. Get alive.
I'm not backing down.
You're in for it. Don't get caught.
You're gonna get stomped.
Check this out.
Might hit more than one.
I'm not backing down. Here we go. Try
You're
this
in
on your side.
Oh, I was hoping that would get the guy behind too.
I got this. Gotta do something about this.
You're gonna
Let's
get
go.
stomped.
This could be better.
Boom.
Look at me go.
Actually, I might go play some cards.
Don't waste my time.
Watch me.
Don't get caught.
I have to get him better weapons though too. So we might even go do some of the business stuff too and see if we can get a little more money and then go buy some of the expensive shops. I think that's how we're gonna start the morning. Because do I have any... Yeah, I don't have anything else that he can use anyways. Hey, Tooch! Maybe I'll do this for a little bit, because this way we can try to get him caught up. How you doing, Tooch?
You're here.
Mm. No, there's nothing better here.
Appreciate the business.
I feel sharp as a knife.
Do I have enough for Koi, or do I have to play the other one first? And play the other one first. Okay, yeah. So you have to count to 9.
Okay, let's go.
始めようか。
Honestly, really grumpy. Had to return to work this morning. Came into 50 plus emails, and come to find out we're now being required to file our shit as well. Ugh. I'm so sorry, Tooch.
Koreja.
さあ、どうする？
Crap.
I got 3.
勝負だ。
Nope, I lost.
Damn it. Go
始
easy
める
on
ぜ
me.
始めようか。
これだろ.
これだな。
4-6. No hard feelings, right? Okay,
始
let's
める
go.
ぜ。始めようか。
Okay.
これだな。
It just means you have to slow down to a crawl and pray the boss actually finally divides the work up fairly between the 5 of you. Yeah. Well, I hope that it works out for you, Tooch, because that is really shit. I mean, you know that I used to have to deal with crap like that as well, if not probably nearly as stressful of a situation as yours.
No?
4-6. Go
始
easy
める
on
ぜ
me.
始めようか。これだな。
さあ、どうする?
Oh crap. I forgot it forces me to play a card. Well, I'm screwed.
I got 7.
Oh, I won!
Hell yeah!
Nice. Hopefully you don't miss too much craziness. If there's anything I think you should watch, Max, I will let you know. I don't know if we'll get back to main story or not today. We'll see. Just gives you another reason to get out of this hellhole.
There's a knife.
Yeah, I feel you, Tooch. I'm glad I got out of mine. I know you can do it too.
Okay, let's go.
始めますか
What do I want to take? With that. Hang on. You're off camera.
Oh, that's not what I thought you were gonna do.
Hmm?
That's not what I thought you were gonna do.
I was going for yeah.
That's what it looked like. You do that more often. We're about equal. Who can you blame me? I'll be back.
I know you have a good day at work, school. Problem is there isn't much more you can do at this point. You're at a pay grade that either you make a leap into management or self-demote. I mean, I ended up taking a pay cut to get myself out of my hellhole, but I know that it's not always possible. And I would currently be in a better situation if I hadn't, but I mean, there was no way I could have stayed where I was. Also, I think I kind of just did it out of spite. When the one guy told me that if I didn't like it, I should just quit, I was like, okay, fine then, I'll quit. But yeah, no, that's,
Wait.
I hope it works out for you, though, Tooch.
Rainy for lights.
I'm pretty sure that beats him. Yes.
No hard feelings, right?
In my situation, at least I have fresh start in the States. Should I decide to get back into the workforce, for you, it would be a red flag to future employers. Yeah, well, and that's kind of the thing, too, is that... And I mean... I've kind of talked about it already. We're kind of already on the fence because... at the very least, we've both kind of agreed that ideally I won't do anything more than, like, super part-time or volunteer work, at least until the kid's in school. Because I don't know, both of us, we don't like the whole idea of, like, essentially somebody else raising the kid because they're in daycare all day, every day. So, I mean, that's gonna give me quite a while to see what I can do with, like, not just the streaming, but possibly even the, like, the commissioning work for the 3D stuff, because, you know, if I can get really into that, who knows? But even outside of that, yeah, it seems like it's going to be a lot easier even if I decide to go that route to get back into my field afterwards. But I totally get the red flag. It's really hard sometimes having to deal with, like, I feel like there's not enough emphasis these days put on well-being when it comes to work. And I feel like there's a lot of vocal talk trying to make it seem like they're trying to make it better with that, but when you really break down to it, it's not there. So, I mean, it's all shit hands. Oh, these are terrible.
Wait.
I am kind of shocked he called Koi.
Wait.
I have absolutely nothing. That's terrible.
God damn it.
Actually, what I'm going to be working on next, to try and, like, practice some of the 3D stuff that I've done, because I've done, the tutorial I just did was, like, a low poly, like modular dungeon kind of thing. And so I had the idea of I'm probably I'm gonna take tomorrow off because Valentine's Day, right? And I think Mux said he has some plans, and then I want to model our room and like and make it exactly to scale and everything. And then we're going to like put all the items in it, and then I'm gonna get the dimensions of some of the baby furniture that we've been looking at and model that to scale as well, so that we can try to start planning things out. You honestly don't mind the work. It's more that things are continuing to get piled on you. You can only do so much. Again, I feel ya. I feel ya. I mean, and it's one of those sad things too, because it's like, what do you like? There isn't always much you can do in that situation. Ideally, you should be able to go to management and be like, dude, not fucking cool. Obviously, less swears, unless I don't know. At Staples, it probably would have worked, but uh, and you know all of that stuff, but not everybody can. You can't always do that in every industry or with every boss. I think if I do this, I win the whole game. Yes, I did.
No hard feelings, right?
Cool.
Okay.
And I mean, that's the big problem, is that when things seem unfair, even a job that you enjoy can become intolerable. The problem with that is your boss hired at least 2 deadbeat employees that can't even handle their small caseloads. So yeah, let's pile everything on the person who gets things done. Yay. Yup. Been there. Been there. That's where I feel like more jobs need to have, kind of like a, I guess like a completion bonus kind of thing, where it's like, completion bonus, commission, that kind of thing. It's like, for example, when I was working at, like, I feel more comfortable talking about it now because, like, I'm gone, right? And apparently for anybody in the States, they are completely different companies, so the ruling style of one is not necessarily the ruling style of the other, but when I was at Staples, for example, it's like, they always want you to, like, they want you to upsell on everything. They want you to get more orders done, more orders taken. Really push and dig deep to find out how you can get, like, more business orders out of everything. But it's like, what do I do what do I get out of that? It's like absolutely nothing. I got, I had one customer that was doing a, like a family history book. And they were originally just gonna get it printed on regular paper and then like spiral bound. Essentially the cheapest way you can make it done. And I think they were even gonna go black and white. I ended up getting them to go full color, upgraded paper, hardcover bound, and I think I ended up getting them to take like 150 to 200 copies of this. We're talking like a 2 to 3 grand order. And what did I get for that? Good job. The VA who actually submitted the order, because that's how you put it through, they get the commission, but good job. So it's like, near the end, I just didn't give a shit anymore. I was like, yeah, some of the customers I would go above and beyond for because I had like gotten like rapport with them, but it's like too many jobs. I feel like there's not enough performance-based rewards, so it's like, what? And I don't know if yours is like this, Tooch, but it's like, I feel like if there was appropriate performance-based rewards, I wouldn't be like too upset with your situation because it'd be like, okay, I'm doing like twice as much, 2-3 times as much work as everybody else, but you know, I get something out of it. But a lot of times that's not how things work, and nobody seems to give a shit. So, ooh, yeah.
3 lights. Variety.
I know about hiring deadbeats though. I don't know if I ever told the story. Where I worked, they kept hiring people that, I'm not even joking, didn't know how to reload a stapler. You're in the government, so you don't even get a thank you. All you get is, what's the status on this? No, I don't know if I ever told this story. I came in, like, I'm not even joking, like, this isn't even something that happened once. I came in like 2 or 3 times, and I couldn't for the life of me find the stapler. It's like, where the hell did it go? And I look, and it's in the garbage. And then there's a note back by the computer, need new stapler broken. And I'm like, oh, well, did like this little spring fell out? Like, is there anything I can do? No, it was just out of fucking staples. More than once, with more than one employee. So, at least, I mean, hopefully, should I risk it? I'm gonna risk it.
Koi. Poetry ribbons.
No, there's nothing worse than like staff trying to, or management hiring people that just aren't competent.
No hard feelings, right?
It sadly happens more often than you would think. Well, Tooch, I really do hope that things, like, look up for you, because... Hey, Tachio, how you doing? That's the problem with government. Once peeps are through their probation period, they're legit untouchable, unless things go really wrong. Yeah. Well, now honestly, I had that problem, like, in, because in Canada, it's kind of the same. It's like, once the probation period is over, you have to have, like, I think minimum, like, 3 write-ups, and they have to actually be for, like, legitimate reasons, and there has to be proof that the issue was tried to be corrected and stuff. And the problem I always ran into was that nobody would ever even write anybody up. It would be like...
Rainy 4 lights.
They always blamed it on my teaching. And it's like, but...
Koi.
I can't teach if you hire people that don't know how to copy and paste a file. We work in tech. What do you expect? I am doing well, Tachio. We're talking about stupid coworkers with Tooch this morning. Imagine anybody these days not knowing about the most basic IT skills in this day and age. Actually, that's something that me and Mux talk about a lot. That's actually something that me and Mux talk about a lot, because, like, a lot of these people that I'm talking about, like, were, like, kids, right? So, like, you know, mid to late teens, probably late teens, early 20s. Alright, Tooch, see you later. Always welcome to vent here if you need to, you know that. I hope you know that. But yeah, no, Tashio, me and Mux actually talk about that quite a bit, and we think it's because there's no need to learn anything these days. You know, people just, they know some of the super basic stuff. Like, they know how to get to their websites and how to download apps on their phone. But then, when it comes to anything else, you know, it's just so easy to take it to somebody else to fix. Or you look up a Google video, and instead of actually understanding what you're doing, you just parrot it. So, that's our theory anyways. I mean, to get on in the outside of work world, fine, but once you have a job, you then need those skills. Well, and that's the problem. Well, I mean, like, that's the problem we think that there is that, a lot of people these days aren't learning how to develop the skills to figure out how to do stuff. So it's not just that they don't learn how to do it in the first place, they don't know how to figure out how to do stuff. Is our theory, anyways. I get you, yeah. Isn't that in the training? Things also just don't stick either when you try to train. But it's like, I'm talking about like basic things. Like, so for example, I'll give like another example from Staples is, okay. So when I was off for, you know who you're asking us to, by the way. Like, okay, so biggest example I think that I can give was when I was working at Staples. And I was gone for, I think, like a week or two. This might have been one of the times where I visited down in the States when quarantine was required. Or it was when I got sick, and so I had to take like a week off. I come back, and I find out that among all the other shit that's gone wrong, and keep in mind, I'm working in a store with a bunch of people that claim to be extremely technically savvy, to the point of even like building their own computers and stuff, although poorly. One almost like fried his motherboard trying to do it. And who are supposedly coaching customers on technical issues. I come back to my self-serve PC being down. I find out it's been down for a week. I go over to it. I find out that there's an error on the printer saying something about the paper size. So I open the tray. I see that somebody moved the little guide that tells the machine what size the paper is. I move it back, close it, and it's working just fine. I'm like, okay. I go up to the manager. I was like, you realize you took the entire thing down because the paper size got moved. Like, did anybody actually look at the machine to see what the error was? Oh no, the so-and-so just said it was, the supervisor just said it was broken, so we took it down. supervisor, did you actually look at the machine to see what was wrong? Oh no, the girl said it was down, so like, I just figured they knew what they were doing. Okay. Did anybody put a ticket in for it? Oh, I don't know. I assumed that so-and-so did this. And that's just going through the supervisor, the manager, and the store manager. All said this. Nobody had actually bothered to check in. And then, so I get the machine. I got the printer working. I go to turn on the computer. Because the computer had been off, because everything, like, the computer didn't even actually have any local storage, everything was through the cloud, for security reasons and blah, 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 blah. Because the computer had been off during a critical update, it now won't boot because it says there's no hard drive. So you would think that between the staff in my department, the supervisor, who claims to be extremely technically savvy to the point that he is telling customers how to fix their problems, doing tech work, i.e. fixing people's computers, and building his own, a manager who also claims to be technically savvy to the point of being able to figure out solutions on his own, and the store manager, somebody would have at least put a ticket in, if not actually looked at the error on the screen. So, I have zero faith of that anymore. I don't know if I've ever told that whole story on here, because again, I used to try and be a little more slightly discreet and anonymous with some of the information while I was still there. But now, I'm in a different country, so who gives a fuck? Because of the way your workplace operates, you really fail to understand my managers back then and there. Oh, I mean, it was so bad. It was so bad. So yeah, like, I mean, it's like, I trained them how to at least submit a ticket. And it doesn't stick. So it's like, what do you do? I legit gave up in the end. I legit gave up. I got to the point where I knew that I was bulletproof.
That's junk.
I got to the point where I knew that I was all but bulletproof, so I just didn't give a shit anymore.
Hell yeah.
But no, but that's like the sad thing is that I think it's a combination as to why we're seeing these problems, though. I think it's a combination of people not knowing how to like actually look up and understand how to solve problems. But I think another part of it is that a lot of people are just, they're afraid to fail or be wrong. And I don't mean just like a little bit or in small areas. Because again, somebody that I worked with, they, like, if you ever tried to hint that something they had done was incorrect, like, I wouldn't see them for a week because of it. And sadly, this person was above me, so there was nothing I could do about it. And my little sister was kind of the same, too. So it's... I feel like that's the big thing. And, I mean, this is stuff that, you know, kind of me and Mux are kind of really thinking about and talking about these days, because this is stuff that we're going to have to try and prevent from being an issue that our own kid has, right? Like, we don't want our kid to suffer, like, these kind of issues. So, it's like, I really do think a lot of it stems from this, this terror over the idea of, like, being seen as failing, or doing badly, or doing something wrong. There's no I don't know. You do not grow in life unless you find out where you aren't up to speed, are wrong/failed, and learn. Yeah, and that's kind of what. That's obviously how I feel, and I feel like that's a kind of how a lot of people kind of our age feel. But it seems like there is kind of like a growing shit. There's like this growing need for people to,
Oi.
you know, for everything to come off as positive. For everything to come off as positive, for
God damn it.
everything is always equal, 100%. You know, and so on. Like, I don't know how it is in the over in like Europe and stuff to chill, but for example, here in most of North America, you actually cannot fail kids anymore. And I think this might even be where a lot of the issues are, and that's why we're kind of, like, me and Mux are kind of already talking about this, and like what we're gonna do to try and stimulate this kind of, to try and prevent these kind of issues coming up. But like in schools and stuff, they're not allowed to fail kids anymore. Because they don't want the kid to feel like they're not good enough. But even outside of that is kids also can't be given homework anymore either. So the whole point of homework was to help kids learn how to figure stuff out and learn things on their own. But they're not allowed to give homework anymore. At least nothing that's actually like evaluated, because they say it's because parents just do it anyways, which, like, in my case was never when I was growing up, was never the case. So it's just, I feel like there's a lot of things going on right now that are just, they're not conducive to growing a well-functioning, reasoning society. And I mean, unless like the parents themselves kind of work up to trying to fix that for their own families, I don't know. Again, this is stuff that me and Mux are kind of talking about a lot right now, because I don't know, we're trying to plan in the future. So someone in the family works in a school, not as a teacher, but a teaching assistant. And the stuff we're told about what happens in the classrooms is nuts. That's a bunch of BS. How are we going to get our next gen engineers other specialized fields without actually teaching? Well, Tooch, that's kind of the problem. Well, and that's another thing, actually, that me and Mux have talked about, too, where it's like, everybody's always like, oh, there's not enough of this in this field and stuff, and it's like... And so it's like trying to force people into different fields and stuff, and it's like, that's not conducive to anything either. Education pre-high school is political correctness fuckery. Yes, it is.
ribbons.
Nice.
Junk.
Oh, we're gonna stop here.
I'm so done.
Ah, draw. I'm not ending on a draw. Same can be said of college too these days, unless you do online. I mean, my university was pretty good.
Okay, let's go.
Did the rules/handling for this game help, by the way? Yes. Oh. I make this bigger. Yeah, I'm doing pretty well with it, Chill. Thank you. But yeah, no, I don't know. We will have to see what happens, and I mean, hell, if necessary, I'll fucking homeschool. If it really comes down to it. We have ideas for how to, like, encourage learning and shit anyways, so... Oh, come on.
Wait. That's junk.
Oh, this is like a junk.
Koi.
But yeah, no, Cecilia, it did help. Thank you so much. Let's take this. So not so much when I don't have shit to begin with. Ooh, I can get that deer, though.
Poetry ribbons. Koi.
We gotta keep going. I'm not gonna win with a 1.
Seasons.
You know what? Let's take it.
No hard feelings, right?
Yes, very probable. Take that because it's seasons as well, anyways. Crap, they got the butterfly.
Poetry ribbons.
Okay. You know what? If I do this, I win.
Hell
Even
yeah.
though it's with, like, jack shit, I still win. I want to see, like, 500.
Go easy on me, huh?
That's probably that good. Take the purple one. Take over purple one.
Poetry ribbons. Koi. Poetry ribbons. Koi.
Keep going. Why not? Crap, they got seasons. Now I'm fucked.
Oi.
Oh, he's kept going.
Poetry ribbons. Blue poetry ribbon. Poetry ribbons.
Nice. Yeah, we'll take the 18.
Hell yeah.
Ugh. Dude, sounded like that hurt. I think that's the only one I can take. A lot of this game is luck, though, because you might not even necessarily get anything.
Moon viewing.
Yes.
Koi.
Keep trying.
Red poetry ribbon.
Yes.
Junk. No hard feelings, right?
The score's getting high, too. I like it. Also, for anybody wondering, I'm turning out to be very, very happy with my decision to get Forspoken. very happy indeed. Even with the small issues,
ribbons.
I still feel like it has been very much...
Koi. Red poetry ribbon.
very, very much worth it for me. Yeah, we're gonna take that. We got frickin' monster score! Hell yeah! Look at that. Jeez. Nope, we're good. Let's see if I can get any... Let's see what the rewards are for here. Nothing that great. Once you've caught up with your recent spending, you'll consider Forspoken. Like I said, my current consensus is that the gameplay definitely has some weird polish issues.
I'm ready for anything.
Nothing that makes it a bad game, but just like little things where it's like I can think of ways it could have been done better. And I'm not even in game dev. The story has a few moments that are a little bit... I don't want to say the story itself. The storytelling has moments where, again, I'm like, wouldn't this have worked just as well, if not better? But the world building seems really fucking cool. And the combat is like a more fantasy-based Returnal, but with changing your abilities and weapons on the fly. So it's got that like flow of like, you know, dodging and trying to get the attacks in at the right point and stuff like that. And I feel like, I don't know, the combat to me just feels really good. I love the combat in that game.
Here we go.
You seem to be cursed with the Yakuza series. Every time you get partway through a game, something comes along and ends it. Aww.
Bring it on.
Let's go.
This guy. I finally wrote down my cue on the back so I don't forget it. I may have forgotten something on it, but at least now, if I remember, I can put it down, and then we'll have it for now. I'll have it remembered for good. So I don't know if you guys can read it, but it's on the back there next to the thing on my cats.
Bring it on.
So we've got, like, one slot is Yakuza, Elden Ring, and Final Fantasy III. The other is Forspoken, Outer Worlds, and Enchanted Arms. And then whichever slot frees up first is going to get Immortals Phoenix Rising. I just realized I turned away from the mic. I hope you guys heard that. And then I'm trying to remember if I had another game set up for it in the queue already. You can see it, not sure you can read it. You might be able to if I had the bigger camera going. But yeah. Oh wait, I was going there because there was a side quest. Elden Ring you kind of see as an intermittent long-term game rather than an one run-through game. And it might end up being that. If it is, then we'll bump it in with something else. But that's kind of the benefit, though, too, of doing 2 slots. That's kind of the one thing I'm liking doing about having the 2 slots. Is that,
You're gonna get
You're in for
is that when we have those long games, I can still keep working on other things in the queue.
I'm not backing down.
And then that way too, you know, I'm not always playing necessarily the same kind of game all the time. Follow the dots. Wait, who are you? I kicked ass on my diet this week. I think I owe myself a rib roast, and that's just the start of cheat day. And also, I mean, I gotta get as many of the games out as I can before July, because who knows, we're probably gonna be into casual game mode for a few months at least once July hits. Probably stuff like sandboxy type stuff where I can let it run while I tend to things if necessary. Have I heard any news on No Man's Sky at all? No, why? Or has it just been a while, or I haven't heard anything. I think I've heard that they're working on a new game, though.
You're gonna be in a world.
But that they're staying very, very hush-hush about it this time. Play more No Man's Sky. Satisfactory would be a good game for that, and just leave it making things. It is an option, Killabok. I do have Satisfactory. And that's one that I've been wanting to play through more. I've just been kind of waiting for the story mode to come up. But that is a strong contender. Also stuff like Oxygen Not Included. Me and Mux are working on something. Well, we want to work on something for Oxygen Not Included that would let it be a really, really good, like, potentially idle stream. When it's necessary. Most fun casual game you've played was 2 Point Hospital. I have that as well.
Right.
Actually, in the mornings, I've started dicking around with Prison Architect. No, we have an idea for Oxygen Not Included that would kind of let chat control the camera and like pan around and stuff. And look at different points of interest while I just leave it running. It's something that should be possible with TB Nightbot. At least like with a different module that we can put on my... I would run on the gaming PC.
Last killer was seen over this way.
You've got till May to revive your Breath of the Wild playthrough and clear it before the new Zelda game releases. I mean, July is the date that I'm giving for potential casuals because that's when I'm due. So,
No way. So he's real after all.
there's potential that like I'm gonna be running on no sleep, that I'm gonna have to stopping every couple of hours. It might have to go no mic if there's a lot of crying, etc., etc. Potentially super mini streams or like AFK-ish streams. Bloody Mask, Bloody Butcher's Knife. Yeah, that's him. This doesn't look good. The good news is that I have a ton of nice casual games that could work. Actually, one thing I might start up for that would be, Viva Pinata.
No way. What are you talking
I saw somebody in a stream I was, that I was hanging out in,
Damn it.
talking about it.
If it's a fight you want.
And I remembered that I actually have the second one. So assuming the Xbox 360 still works, that would actually be a pretty good one to just leave going once it's kind of set up a little bit to protect from the evils.
I got this.
This out. You deserve a little reward.
And hey, Killbach, how you doing? No, to chill. I have wanted a Switch, but you know, I don't exactly have any income right now, so. Forspoken is probably my last purchase for a long while until we get a little bit more income coming in. I've even canceled my Humble. Not because I don't want to do it, but there's been a lot of months where there hasn't been anything I've been super interested in.
You can't just be
So if there's a month with something good, I'll get it, but
Blood. It's fine.
placing a predictive bet, you get a Switch first for your child and not myself, or the equivalent.
More practice.
Damn, this guy's
I mean,
he's not even satisfied with his kill streak. I should call
the kid's gonna be it's probably gonna be at least 4 or 5 years before the kid's playing video games, really. And we've actually still got the PS4 that we've got in the other room, too.
Kasuga-san, you said you found the murderer?
Yeah, I got him.
You're okay, super tired, still having naps most days, so I ended up phoning the doctors and stopped the new one.
I can't believe he really exists. We should reveal his face. Hmm? Huh? No freaking way. You're the heir to GA's
A new medication.
Wait, meats?
Yeah. See that butcher shop there? That's GA's meats. He's the son of the owner. His name's GA. The store's named after him. Supposedly, he's going to inherit the shop one day.
So he's practicing butchering, not killing people.
Not a good butcher. So I was
You do like the Switch, but you only play Pokemon and Zelda on it.
wanted to be a
So it's a lot of money just for 2 game titles.
I remember his old man saying something like that. I seem to recall him complaining about how his son makes
It's-
a bloody mess of the place every time he tries to use his knife.
I want that one, but again, money.
He was going out alone in this crazy mess
So.
to practice cutting up his meat.
Zelda Breath of the Wild ammo
Seems
is worth the
Next
price.
thing you know, somebody takes his picture.
Like I said, I was gonna get it.
Well, it might not have been a thing if it weren't for the freaky ass mask. Does it put you in the mood for slicing or something?
keeps the blood off my face. I used to play amateur hockey.
Oh, sure.
Like, we almost got one when they were like $50 off around Christmas.
So there wasn't a mass killer after all, huh?
Oh man, sorry about that. All that investigation, it turns out it's just some guy.
Yeah, that's kind of what we were looking at, Killbach. Was like around Christmas there was like
Why don't you
bundles.
take this for your trouble?
Well, I'm just glad we figured it out. It was nothing.
No,
but
to
fun.
chill. We've Mimux has actually been talking where if the kid's either gonna be super into video games, in which case they're gonna be like the hella popular kid because we're gonna have like all the good shit, or they're gonna rebel up against us and they're gonna be a jock
Start sleeping well.
and like into something like
Maybe I'll get a
football
drink on my way home. Care to join me, GA-san?
Okay.
because we're not really into sports, and when we are, it's usually like hockey
I'll pass.
or Lux used to play soccer and stuff. So it's like, knowing our luck, they'll be a jock and into football.
Case closed, I guess. I'm sure.
I have a feeling it would be something like that though, where it was just some dude like doing something else entirely. I think it's $35 for the expansion pass per year. Oh, that's actually not bad.
Hey, wait! It's not what it looks like. He was just practicing his meat cutting.
it'll take a little longer than soon.
No, it's on the list. Ooh, we got a pound mate. So it's just gonna be, I have to run to the bathroom, guys, so I'll be right back. Animal Crossing is a good one to get to. That was one of the ones I was looking at to chill. That was one of the ones I was looking at as like a chill thing. So like, yeah, it's definitely, it's on my radar. But, like, and especially now, because like before, it was something we could consider a little more. Now, it's like, okay, well, before we do that, we have to make sure we've got all the furniture we need for the baby. We have to make sure that, we're going to be able to cover my bills through the next, like, 3 years, because I'm not going to be able to start working, even once I can start working. And then Mux is still getting through school, so hopefully he'll get a decent job after that. And it's just, my stream just needs to go viral. That's what I'm hoping for. Actually, Tichi, I was talking about, like seriously, y'all want to share the stream? Feel free. Actually, me and Mux had an idea, because yesterday we went out for lunch and we just kind of went for a walk and like stopped by a few stores and stuff, and it was actually really nice. So we figure with the weather getting a little nicer, when he's not busy during the day, I might do, like, I'll do either a morning segment or an afternoon segment, and I'll take the other one off so that we can go do something, and then I'll do an evening segment after dinner, because that does definitely seem to reach a different crowd. Touring city streams seem popular. You've seen them done around Tokyo. I mean, the big issue with that is that, as you guys know, Mux is very, very, very private. So, he doesn't want to risk where we are getting leaked too much. What I am trying to work on, and what I do want to try and work on for the spring and the summer, while I'm capable of doing it, is, I do still want to see if I can use the action camera that my sister got me a couple years ago for Christmas to do hiking streams. Because hopefully by then we'll have whatever identification number I need to register my car here and get better insurance. Right now I'm not driving it around too much, just because, you know, I essentially look like a tourist. Which isn't necessarily bad, but, you know, again, Mux is a little worried, but no, I really want to do the hiking streams, because also, especially with my background in biology and ecology, I feel like it would be pretty cool to just go around and, you know, talk about stuff. Talk about signs of animals that I see. Talk about, you know, just various stuff like that. Or even talk about random shit. That's another thing that I want to do too. So yeah, we're working on it. Well, and the big thing though too, just kind of you mentioning me going viral, is Mux watches a bunch of people that do, actually I think that, I feel like the VR stuff could work too. It's just that the VR stuff is a little hard to do right now. Especially since something like that I would want to do when Mux is around, just because it is active. I'd want to make sure he would be here just in case something happened. But no, he watches a few people on YouTube and stuff. And whatever, they're like the kind of people that have like hundreds of thousands of subscribers and stuff. And like we watch them and I'm like, these people are like me. How do we get my name out there so that I can be that? But yeah, no. I'm also trying to work more on the 3D stuff too, so that I can maybe start making a little bit more like that. Because Mux had actually a really good idea, is if I can even just get 1 or 2 packs made for stuff like the Unity or like the storefronts like that, then that could help bring in a little bit too. So It's all stuff that we're talking about. It's just, obviously, I can't work now. Like, I can't work traditionally right now. I mean, I could, but I'm not, I shouldn't be, so I'm not. Like, don't anybody take that wrong. I'm not. We're doing everything the right way. I'm not working. But now by the time that I'm able to, I'm either gonna be way too pregnant or I'm gonna have a newborn to take care of. So that's kind of gotta find other streams. Anyways, I will be back. Then we can just talk more and play more. But I really have to use the bathroom. So hold tight, everybody. I will be right back.